Hello, Vineyard. Happy Wednesday. Man, today is the day in School District 2, at least, that all the kids are back serving their sentences in the clink. So please keep the kids and all of those involved in education and activities in prayer. Education plays a vital role in advancing the kingdom of God in communities, but also in individuals. So take a moment and pray over the 2023-2024 school year. In line with praying for schools, I've got a pretty cool partnership to share with you. Highlands School, a kindergarten through high school, has begun to use our lower level for their classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. This building has been such a blessing for us, and one of the joys of this blessing is getting to pass it on and invite others to share the blessing with us. So, the building feels so alive with the students here. It really is an awesome addition to our weekly rhythm. So, welcome, Highlands School. Now, also keeping with the theme of one announcement leading to another, speaking of the building, I want to share with you that last week we placed another $50,000 payment towards the principal of our building loan, taking the balance down to $567,000. We purchased this property, a little over 5 acres, and this 18,000 square foot building for $1.1 million on January 1st, 2019. And we are now nearly halfway to squaring that loan. We've serviced this loan in a steady and aggressive manner, and I'm looking forward to the day that is settled. That's going to be a big party for us. Now, speaking of being settled, we look towards fall, and as we're looking towards fall, we are offering a unique small group that will fill the gap of our offerings for new and non-believers. This is a program called Alpha. Alpha is a relational small group model that builds community, but also answers questions that we all either have had or do have that we're dealing with now, maybe. Questions like is God real? If he is real, how come the world looks like this? How can we be assured that he is real? Is Jesus who he says that he is? If he is, why did he have to die? All of these questions and many more open the door to conversation for those that are skeptical, questioning, or seeking if there's more to life than this competitive survival of our culture. Now, Alpha will kick off on September 20th, and I ask you to consider this. Who do you know in the time between the Sundays that's a skeptic, questioning, or even seeking something more than they experience now? Alpha provides us with something to offer each of those, so consider who you might invite to engage in Alpha, and I'm going to promise you a few things about the people that you invite. First, we won't be weird. I promise you that. We will not be weird. Second, we're going to follow the lead of Jesus in Matthew 5:19, and we're only going to do what we see the Father doing. We're only going to go where we're invited. There's no pressure applied during Alpha. Finally, I promise that we will invest in those that you bring to show them the love of the Vineyard family. So please pray about this and invite someone to Alpha. Well, this Sunday, we finally make it to the end of our Summer of Heroes. Not so happy about the end of our summer, but it's pretty cool. We are finishing up our Summer of Heroes walk through Hebrews 11. Our fall series, it'll kick off in the first week of September, and it'll take us all the way up to Advent. We'll take what we found in Hebrews 11 about faith and apply it to the words of Jesus as he teaches us in the parables. For our devotional today, allow me to take us back to the beginning and in this interaction between Jesus and a father with a dying kid that we used on our first Sunday in our Summer of Heroes. In the Gospel of Mark, there's a story of a dad that resonates with me. His young son is tormented by demons, evil spirits that would overtake this little boy, lead him to jumping into the water to drown himself, or fire, trying to kill himself, and it left him unable to speak, unable to communicate with his dad. Faced with this spiritual adversity, the boy's father takes him to the disciples, but they can't help. So finally, he finds himself in front of Jesus. Mark 9:21-24 says this. "How long has this been happening?" Jesus asked the boy's father. He replied, "Since he was a little boy. The Spirit often throws him into the fire or into the water, trying to kill him. Have mercy on us and help us if you can." "What do you mean if I can?" Jesus asked. "Anything is possible if a person believes." The father instantly cried out, "I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief." After 12 weeks of examining faith, the faith of our spiritual ancestors, I look at this interaction differently than I did when we first began. This father had faith which led him to Jesus in the first place. So there is a product of participation already at play. Seeing an opportunity to operate in greater faith, he asks Jesus to help him. We have talked about this for the entire summer, that faith is a product of participation. And this father steps into the next level of participation with Jesus with this very honest prayer, "I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. As we close out our summer, I'd invite you to spend some time with Jesus and consider what the next level of participation looks like for you. Join his dad, in this prayer, and let's see what Jesus does in the Vineyard as a community and as individuals as we look at this prayer. Jesus, I believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. Vineyard Heroes, please pray for me. Know that I'm praying for you, and I will see you on Sunday.